Good morning and welcome to today's morning heart opening yoga flow. We'll begin today's practice cross-legged or in any comfortable seated position that serves you today at the top of your mat. Bringing our hands either into prayer or maybe one hand onto the belly, one hand on the chest, and just taking a few moments here for some breath awareness. Noticing the chest and belly rise with each inhale and then contract with each exhale. We'll take this time just to drop into our bodies and ground into our practice, letting go of anything that's happened up until this point so far, and remembering that each pose I offer is just an invitation to move in whichever way serves you. Taking this time to ground down, just being aware of any sensations. And then we'll slowly start to place our hands back onto our knees if they're not there already, and start making slow circles with our neck in either direction, making these circles as big or as small as we'd like, taking our time and maybe slowing down or stopping at any point that feels extra tight or sticky. And then we'll slowly start to take these circles in the opposite direction. Again, making these circles as big or small, as fast or slow as we'd like. Just feeling a nice deep stretch and warm up through the neck. We'll start to slow down our circles and bring our head back to neutral here slowly, placing our hands interlaced behind the back of our skull, elbows out wide, and beginning to start some seated cat-cow. So inhaling to lift the chest up, and then exhale to round through the spine, maybe bringing those elbows in slightly. Inhaling to bring the chest up, gaze forward, and exhale to round. Inhaling to come forward, elbows come out wide, and exhale round. Inhale, chest up, gaze up, exhale round. Inhaling to come up, and exhaling to round one more time. We'll come back into neutral, keeping our hands exactly as they are. As we inhale, we'll twist towards the left, and then exhale, twist towards the right. Continuing this on our own time, maybe starting to speed it up. Continuing to synchronize the breath with the movement, inhaling left, exhaling right, keeping our neck neutral. The twist is coming from the middle of the spine here. Continuing to bring this at any pace that feels sustainable. Inhale left, exhale right, and then slowly starting to slow it down. We'll come back to neutral here, dropping our hands back down onto our knees, and then getting ready to come into our tabletop position here. We'll come a little further on our mat here, bringing the hands forward and preparing for our puppy pose. So as we start to drop the head and chest down towards the earth, hips stay lifted. Option to place the forehead down towards the ground if that works for you. Maybe in the chest reaches the ground. And thinking of dropping the chest and shoulders down as low as you can. Feeling a nice deep stretch here through the chest and shoulders and making sure that the hips remain straight and stacked straight up towards the sky. We're not dumping into one side or the other. We'll slowly start to ripple back up, bringing our hands underneath our shoulders. And then we'll come back into plank and exhale all the way down into the ground. As we inhale, we'll press into our hands, baby cobra, and exhale, child's pose. We'll ripple forward back into our half plank here, exhaling to come down, inhaling to push up, baby cobra, and exhale, child's pose. We'll repeat this one more time here as we inhale, coming forward, Exhaling all the way down. Inhale to lift up, baby cobra, and exhale, child's pose. We'll start to come back up onto hands and knees, tucking the toes underneath and coming into our first downward facing dog, taking the time to maybe pedal out through the feet, pushing all 10 fingertips down towards the ground. And we'll slowly start to walk all the way up to the top of the mat here, taking our time. As we inhale, we'll lift halfway and exhale to fold. Inhale to sweep our arms all the way up towards the sky and exhale, hands to heart. As we inhale, we'll sweep our arms all the way back up again. And exhale, fold all the way down to the ground. Inhale to halfway lift, and then exhale, hands down, stepping back into our chaturanga. Full plank to come down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. As we inhale, we'll sweep our right leg up towards the sky, and then exhale, step it through into a high lunge. Inhale, arms up towards the sky, and exhale, arms to cactus, keeping a deep bend in that knee. Inhale, arms up again. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms back up, and exhale, cactus one last time. We'll inhale to sweep our arms up, and then placing them back down, we'll step our right foot back to meet our left. Exhale to come down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. We'll start to walk all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale to sweep our arms all the way up to the sky, and exhale, hands to heart center. We'll repeat that on the other side. Inhale, sweeping the arms up towards the sky, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Placing our hands down as we step back to exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. As we inhale, we'll sweep our left leg up towards the sky, and then exhale to step it through for our high lunge. Inhale to sweep the arms up, and exhale, cactus. Inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, cactus. And one last time, inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale to sweep the arms up once more, and then placing them back down onto the ground, left foot meets right. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog for 5 deep breaths. Making sure we're pressing through all 10 fingertips, hips lifting up towards the sky, chest comes down to the upper thighs. And then as we inhale, we'll sweep our right leg up towards the sky. Exhale to step it through, preparing for a warrior two, shifting our left foot so it's parallel with the short edge of the mat, heel to arch alignment. We'll inhale to cartwheel our hands all the way up, and exhale, bending into that right knee for our warrior two. Both hips are facing the long edge of the mat, gaze towards the fingertips, and right knee externally rotates so that you can see the front 2 toes as you bend deeply into that right foot. As we inhale, we'll bring our left arm down and sweep our right arm up towards the sky, reverse warrior. Exhale, coming into our side angle, right hand to right thigh. Inhale, reverse warrior, and exhale, side angle. One more time, inhale, reverse warrior, and exhale, side angle. Coming back into our warrior two, we'll cartwheel our hands down, stepping back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. As we inhale, we'll sweep our left leg up towards the sky, and exhale, step it through, preparing for a warrior two on the second side. We'll come up into our warrior two, bending deeply into that left knee, gazing over our left fingertips. And then we'll drop that right hand, inhaling to sweep our left arm up, and exhaling, side angle. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, side angle, keeping that deep bend in the knee. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, side angle. And one more time here. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, side angle. We'll come back up into our warrior two. Take a breath here. And then we'll cartwheel our hands down, stepping back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And we'll stay here in our upward facing dog, hips down towards the ground, chest towards the sky. We'll slowly start to gaze over towards the right shoulder, gazing behind us here. Taking a couple deep breaths. And then coming back to center. And then we'll gaze over towards our left shoulder here. Coming back to center. We'll push back into our child's pose here. Coming onto our knees, holding for a few deep breaths. Hands come forward, hips down towards the earth, and taking time to neutralize through the spine before we come into our second back bend. We're going to start to prepare for our camel pose. So we'll slowly start to push back up onto our knees. Option number 1 is to sit on the heels, fingertips bent behind you, lifting the chest up, and maybe gazing back slightly. Otherwise, if you want to come into your full camel, coming all the way back up onto the knees, maybe tucking through the toes, making sure that you're pushing your hips forward, pelvis comes forward as if you're pushing into an imaginary wall. Thinking up and back with the chest as you place your hands to your lower back. And maybe dropping the head back. Option to place your hands down onto your heels if you want a bit of a deeper chest opener. And again, just making sure that you're pushing forward with the pelvis. Wherever you are, maybe dropping the head back a little further. And 3 more deep breaths. We'll start to slowly come back up, one hand at a time, and sitting back on the heels. Bringing our legs together for our child's pose. We'll drop our head and drop our arms down alongside us here. Shoulders drop heavy down towards the ground, and taking a few deep breaths just to ground down and neutralize through the spine. We'll slowly start to come back up to seated, shifting over onto one side and bringing our legs out in front of us here. Soles of the feet come together for our butterfly fold. Bottom of the feet touch, hands clasped around the feet. Bringing them in as close or as far as we'd like, extending long through the spine as we inhale, and exhaling to fold forward. Feeling a nice deep stretch either on the inside of your thighs or outer hips, depending on where your feet are. Continuing to feel a release through the spine. Letting gravity do the work here. Taking a couple more deep breaths. And then we'll slowly roll back up, bringing your feet out in front of us. And then as slow as we can, rolling all the way down onto our backs here. Taking our time, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. And then we'll bend our right knee, bringing it in, shifting our hips over to the right and starting to drop that right knee over towards the left side. Right arm comes out alongside you here for our supine twist, gazing towards those right fingertips. We'll take some deep breaths here, making sure that that right shoulder is planted down towards the earth. And then we'll slowly start to bring it back to center, alternating legs here. Bring that right leg out long and bending to that left knee, bringing it in towards the chest, shifting over towards the left and dropping that left knee over towards the right side. Left arm comes out alongside you, gazing over the left side and making sure that the left shoulder is down on the ground. Taking time just to slow down our breath here. we'll slowly start to prepare to bring that left knee back in towards the center, maybe bringing both knees in towards the chest one last time. Maybe rocking side to side, and then extending our legs out long for our final resting pose here, Shavasana. Option here to pause the video if you know you want to stay a little bit longer. Otherwise, just releasing the weight of your entire body here onto the earth, and I'll call you back when it's time. We'll start to bring our awareness back slowly here, starting to bring our awareness to our breath. Feeling free to stay here for a little bit longer if you'd like. Otherwise, wiggling through the fingers and toes, starting to feel back into the body. Maybe rolling out through the wrists and ankles. As we inhale, we'll sweep our arms up behind us here. And then rolling over onto whichever side feels comfortable, just for a couple breaths here in our fetal position. And wherever we're ready, starting to push up into our top hand, keeping the gaze either with the eyes closed or just a soft gaze, hands to heart here. Taking a couple of moments just to acknowledge ourselves for showing up today in our practice. And taking a humble bow of gratitude for this beautiful practice of yoga. Thank you so much for showing up today, and I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.